A fair amount of work on this over the past couple of months. Yeah, it's a little bit muted, Alaris. I'll probably explain it. But as I was saying, there's been a fair amount of work going on. Sounds like speakers great, and these are lousy laptop speakers to boot. Hey, Click Team's working on the achievements. So I'll let you all vote on this. Click Team made fun of the fact that we have what he considers negative achievements going into the game. Click Team, can you type in what some of those are? I don't have that fun list I'd come up with in front of me. I should have the design doc at the ready at all moments of my life. Oh, yeah. There you get an achievement for losing 25 battles as one example. I've always enjoyed these sort of negative achievements. Plus, we've also in past Fading Suns games, both tabletop and roleplay and computer, we have had the opportunity to have negative traits. So obviously in Fading Suns, you can have positive traits and get negative traits to buy more positive traits. And in Emperor of the Fading Suns, you can take some negative traits to power up your noble house some more. So it just, yes, like afflictions and so forth. So I've wanted to incorporate this in Noble Armada, and needless to say, Click Team, being the modern gamer that he is, was ridiculing me. No, what player wants negative traits? Who wants to be recognized for doing horrible things? And that was a quick discussion on the subject. And he, of course, agreed to the complete wonder and brilliance of my position. That, and he got tired of arguing with me about it. And thus, we're keeping it in. But I'm glad to hear that at least one of you like the idea of negative traits in Noble Armada. Hey, we're up to 7 viewers. Excellent. Hello, everybody. Please do feel free to introduce yourselves. I'm not giving away keys tonight as you normally get for introducing yourself in chat, but I think most of you already have keys to the game. So, but please do introduce yourself in chat. Some wonderful people out there already. I think everybody here would like each other. Some of you, I think 2 of you might be interested in running online Fading Suns games. So we certainly encourage you to recruit from within this group. These tend to be some of our more technically savvy players. Not that some of our players are Vestites and burn computers on site, believing them a heresy against the grand role-playing games devised by St. Guy Gax and Patriarch Arneson. But, yeah, definitely feel free to share social media here. Yep. Hey, Alaris, if the stream froze, hit F5. Just refresh. We're still going. It's your bandwidth. Here, let me type that. Refresh your browser when it seems to freeze. Yeah, that is one of the issues with our wonderful internet, and let's hope that some throttling doesn't stop happening from our providers. Noble Armada is not exactly a huge game for that. This stream shouldn't be too huge, but who knows how it'll start affecting us. So, poor guy. Now you can see me again. Sorry about that. Alright, let's go straight into the game for a little bit and take a look at some of the new features. Negative achievement reached. Can see Andrew. Yeah, you're definitely taking a charisma hit. We don't even have charisma in the game. So one of the big changes you'll see right off the bat is now campaigns and missions. When you had to play the demo, you only had the option for what are now called missions. So let's take a look. Okay, everyone, what house are we going to play tonight? So when we go into missions, we've got our choice now of 6 houses. Oh, Click Team. The tutorial currently does not work for the church. We forgot to make that change when we added the church to add them to the tutorial. So if you could make that quickly, I can do it myself. Probably be a few minutes faster if you made that quick addition. Alright, so we've got 1 vote for Al-Malik. Obviously, they are... Well, hold on. Let me get my correct accent going. I gotta get my poetry on for the Al-Malik. When the winds of space buffet mere mortals, the Al-Malik float like tender petals upon the breath of a beautiful breeze. One vote for Click Team for the Noble Hawkwood. Do we actually have any Noble Hawkwood? Oh wait, that's the Decado side coming out. My feeble attempt at poetry, I'm hardly not wind speak, that was another term that we were coming up with for the game. I'm hardly the gentle speak of the Al-Malik. Graceful tongue, right, not gentle. We threw out a bunch of different terms for that. Graceful tongue. Yep, no bad jokes. Graceful tongue is just about poetry. You watch it with those jokes. So, yes, the graceful tongue of the Al-Malik. Let's go with the Al-Malik, and let's see if I can actually pull off some poetry other than "'Twas brillig" and the oh my goodness, have I forgotten Jabberwock? "'Twas brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave." There we go. Yeah. I fumbled that poetry, that graceful tongue roll. Thank you very much, Click Team. Good updates. All right, so we're going to go Al-Malik and try graceful tongue. So we click on the Al-Malik. And what we've added is the option of campaigns versus missions. Unfortunately, up here it still says campaigns when it should say missions. When you touch campaigns, it should switch over. Whoa, no Al-Malik campaigns. Thought we had one campaign for each house. Let's go back very quickly and pull up a campaign to show everybody. Is it just Church has campaign right now? Let's see. I know that Church does have campaign. The bugs. Oh, Larith, you should now have a link to a form to input bugs for us, which we definitely appreciate. I think we've fixed the ones with which we were aware of. But we'd love to add more. Oh, did we not give you a link to that, Larith? Click Team, if you could share that in chat, that would be great. A link to the forum. Sorry about that. You're right, I did not share it with you. But we'll get Click Team to share that link to the no. To the actually, I need to get Laris in the Discord anyway. But the link to the form for bug inputting. He caught some good ones before that you and I discussed. Thank you very much, Click Team. You know, we didn't have the church in before, so we might as well do that anyway. So, the campaigns aren't fully implemented yet, but the functionality is. We just haven't actually made the campaigns yet. So we have this Lost Relic campaign. So you're going to get to see church ships used for the first time. And you'll get to see the campaign going. There you go, Laris. Please go ahead and check that out. This is where we are looking for external comments on this beta. And yes, there are definitely bugs. It is feature complete, but there are still bugs as we work through it. And do indeed spread the word on that Steam page that we've announced. You do have to click to access campaign. That's actually the only place where you do that. Click Team, we might discuss that, since we're not consistent. His Holiness the Patriarch, we'll call him a Patriarch in the next build, has tasked you with traveling to the Elysian system and reclaiming the lost relic from a fleet of Decados unbelievers. No such thing as Decados unbelievers. Every Decados believes in the power of the Decados. Not that this might be Gregor Antoine Markov Decados, but it might just be. So, you'll notice that at this point you only have one system to adventure in. The idea is, with most of these campaigns, as you complete the tasks in one solar system, you will get access then to others. Your jump keys to the other systems will begin to activate, generally by grabbing them from other ships and so on, and you'll move on. Uno, named as such due to the single planetary body in orbit around its nondescript star. In other words, it's one planet, so it's perfect for us to do quick tests with. Uno is a good name also for just plain testing. And remember, as we wait, Siege! Your source for quality game panels and conversations. Alright, so we'll do one fight along the way just to show you how things activate and to show you the ship the church ships in action. Hey, Janana Banana! Glad you're enjoying so far. The Leland patrol the system regularly and does not take kindly to what they perceive as uspers. So brace for battle. Yay for uspers. We'll define uspers in a future build. Alright, we've got a mix of church ships here. We've got their little explorers. We got a frigate and a galleot. So let's go ahead. Oh my goodness, space debris everywhere. The Lihalan are over here. Our ships are the Splendor, the Tracia, the Noctis, and the Calyx. If you get points for trying to figure out where those come from. Us Purs are indeed going to wreck some Lihalan. Should be Weepers? Sorry, that was a cryingly bad humor. Actually, now I want to incorporate Weepers in something. Let me write that down. Weepers as a new faction to battle. It's one of the fun things I had in back in the vampire days, coming up with groups like the Corrali. Power of the voice in vampirism. Now I've got to come up with the power of tears in religion, which actually really is getting more interesting to me by the moment. Yeah, the teleport bug I think we finally dealt with. Watch, now that I've said that, we'll see it come into existence in this game. Alright, we're going to move our fleet together as a fleet. Try not to separate, everyone, as we go after the Lihalan. Alright, you see the thrust happening. My galleot, unfortunately, is heading way too far back. So let's go ahead and try and group the fleet a little more. Give it another burst. Those little explorers want to get right up there and get shot. Alright, we're coming around the debris. Let's go ahead and start blasting. Oh man, we could even start boarding already. Splendor. Thankfully, space is three-dimensional. And while this might look like some foul use of graceful tongue at the moment, in fact, these church ships are following core doctrine, staying close, one above the other. You've got wingmen. In this one, you've got bellymen as well. So, let's see. I'm not sure if I've got flamers on this ship. I don't think actually... Yeah, I'm not sure if flamers are going to show in this version. Let's move this guy a little closer. I'm not even sure the explorers have flamers. We do not have flat universers in our setting. When everybody flies in space... Well, I shouldn't say everybody. I admit, 98% of the human population really doesn't go into space. But nobody benefits financially in the Fading Suns universe by claiming planets are flat when you've got so many of them, as opposed to folks who make a buck here making that absurd claim. So it's kind of hard to justify flat universers in this setting. Maybe we'll figure out a way, just because it's becoming so ridiculous here on Earth. Alright. Lots of shooting happened, taking out one of their ships. Obviously, this is not a difficult enemy fleet to take over. Let me show some of the fun. And we'll bring him up for a last boarding action. Lihalan believe in nothing more so than logic, very much of the, not Augustine version, but of the, when you have a core doctrine you follow it to the extremes of logic. Oh, flamer in action! Oh, that was awesome. We're still working on the flame animation. If you've got ideas for how the flame animation should look, we'd always appreciate it. Yeah, it'd be very interesting to try and land a spaceship on a flat planet if you're coming in from the wrong angle. Round makes it a whole lot easier. Everybody reverse thrust! Hey, Click Team. Just so everyone knows, we have these red lines showing your current direction. Green lines show your current direction modified by how you're about to change your facing and thrust. I don't know if this one's actually going to be correct. Well, I guess it was correct. What do you know? My mistake. Alright, let's get everybody zooming back into the battle. Yes, direction versus vector is a key aspect of this game. Your engines, your thrust engines, are only in the rear of your ships. You have maneuver jets everywhere, so you can spin around. But, excuse me, sorry, getting over a cold. So you've got the engines decide which direction you thrust. So Click Team has worked out a very good algorithm to calculate out how thrust impacts vector and course. So if you're moving and you start thrusting from the rear, like this ship is doing, this ship being the Tracia, since you can't see me pointing at my own screen, that was brilliant, Andrew. The Tracia here is got all this thrust going from the rear, but because it's interacting with its current course of this direction, the new course will be over here, a little closer to where I want them to be. So you'll see that operate accordingly. Alright, so going to continue trying to get our big guys moving back in against the two Lihalan. And of course, yes, stay on target. We'll do a whole bunch of flamers here. Let's do just flame guns and burn, burn, burn. Hey, where's my burning? I want more fire. Whoa, my losing shields. Oh, all my front shields are gone. And my front guns, my flamers. My beautiful flamers. Click Team says he is thinking of adding, scaling the length of the nav line to show adjusted speed. So short is slow, long is fast. That'll be interesting to check out. I'd like to see how that would implement. Alright, let's change facing so I don't die in the next salvo. Wow, I'm not getting these guys as quickly as I can. Alright, let's go ahead and board just so we can have the Church Marines! Should have a different name for Church Marines. Everybody else has Marines. What should the Church Boarding Force be? That could be the Weepers. No, don't make us do this! One of the neat things that Click Team has added is all the damage that the ship has taken, because as your ships are on board, as your Marines are on board, you can cause more damage to the ship, burning up electronics and the like. Oh, Purifiers in the flock? The Void Militant. That sounds like something that goes well with a graceful tongue. I like some of those. Yeah, these are really, could be the Inquisitors burning their way on board ship. Pardon me. Again, summer cold. Alright, let's get all our Marines moving, all our Inquisitors moving into this sinful, sinful ship. Alright, and they surrendered. Yay, so we win the first fight in the campaign. I do like the Void Militant. Sounds like a good takeoff on something. Gotta remember what it would have come from. Yeah, definitely purifying. They're definitely doing the purification. Yeah, we don't want any flockers on our ship. Alright, so because you boarded the ship, you took a bunch of money. Because you sell this at a prize court. I seem to remember a Church Militant from something. Yeah, the Church Militant was actually from the Catholic Church, I believe. That'd be a fun one to look into. The Void Militant. And the Void Militant, the Void does not just return to the space between their ears. We don't want to make the Brother Battle... one of the ideas we have, Saberith, is that the Brother Battle would show up as an elite unit in a future version of this game. Doing all these different cool units we just didn't have the art money for, as well as the interface budget to design. But I want to be putting on the ability to hire an elite muster, dervishes, Brother Battle units, and all of these to be fighting the boarding action. So if the game does well enough, look for that sort of additional content down the line. One of the things that we're working on is balancing out the amount of money you get through battle and starting the game. Right now, we let all the players start the game with a lot of money. That'll be reduced before launch. We're just trying to figure out what the correct number is. Engagement successful. The light shines bright upon our victory for the church. We've added to the coffers 46 firebirds. Took a little bit of damage. We can fix some of that here in space. So as you'll see, some of it will require a dock somewhere. Some of our Marines got promoted. Some of our crew got promoted. Can be more effective in battle now. We offer the best weapons and ships, and we can buy more ships. We can buy more weapons. Wrecked weapons cache. Will the pilot portraits match your factions in the future? Again, that's an issue we had on budget. This is actually one of the problems I have with the art. We did want to do a lot more portraits. Didn't have the budget for it. So unfortunately, there's not as much diversity among the portraits as I would like. That is something I'd still like to shake some money free with at the last moment. But right now, we assign out a small mix. No. We assign out a lot of the portraits to specific uses. We just don't have that many of them. Yeah, I'll show you that in the mission editor next. Alright, so you can buy weapons, blasters, missile launchers. Buy a little bit of everything and go on. I'm just trying to show you campaign now, and then I'll show you how you actually use the mission editor and campaign editor. Oops, other way. And we go back to the jump gate. So we can head on. Yeah, it was one of those things where we had dreams of more character art than we had budget for. Art is valuable, but like everything else, it costs money. So now that we succeeded in this fight, we now have access to 3 other systems. I don't think we have anything... Oh, we do have stuff to find for some of these systems. I didn't realize that. And we can go into the systems and do more until we complete the entire campaign. So the idea is for these to build on each other. So that we can see... Oh yeah, nice full campaign here. Right now, Click Team, am I corrected as pulling from existing scenarios or these new missions? But anyway, I just wanted to show you about this much of it. So, let's go on out. I'm sorry, Click Team. The campaign, were those the new missions you came up for that campaign, or was it pulling from our existing missions? I think those are the new missions you come up with for that campaign, if I'm correct. It's a mix? Okay. But let's go ahead and look at the campaign editor. So right now you've got 3 different screens to move between. You've got the administrative screen, save mission, load mission, check out your folder, go back to the main menu, clear everything you did. You've got the system where you actually start defining it. And of course the fleet, where you figure out what the PC fleet is going into this one. So let us say that Gregor Antoine Markov was going to bring a Takados Explorer on into this one. Let's at least give him a frigate. Explorers do pretty poorly through these. So this is now the player ship. I can define the experience level of the crew and the Marines for his starting force. So let's say that Gregor has got an experienced team. Can also define the guns on this frigate. So let's go ahead and keep slug guns on the sides, but let's put, I believe that is missiles in front and blaster in the rear. An odd combination, but we'll go with it. So let's go back to the system itself. You can put up to 6 planets in any one of the missions that you create. So in this one, let's say that we're going to the system of, what would be a good name for a quick test system? I should have had something worked out before we came on into this. Oh, let's say it's a system of Patreon. Not that I'm working on the GGDA Patreon right now or anything. And a pop-up just blocked out my... Those are lasers. Thank you. Lasers it is. I didn't put any missiles on. Blast. Alright. So you've got a couple options with the planets. Just click and put them in. Just select them and move them around. Let's go with 3 planets here. We'll do a pretty traditional linear. You're probably right. I need to go back to the screen and look. We'll do a traditional linear one, so you're going to go from the first encounter to this first planet, second encounter to second planet, third encounter to the third planet. Let's let you play. It's only a Nakados mission. Nakados only. So now we need to create nav lanes with my hubris is extreme. I believe I can move the planets with my bare hands. You have the first nav lane in which the first fight will occur. As with Emperor of the Fading Suns, we want to create choke points, so we'll basically take it for granted everyone's moving in a direct line between the planets, thus allowing for these fights in space. Let's go ahead and create a second nav lane here, and the third nav lane all the way to this hell planet at the end. You can add waypoints between them, and this is what allows fights. You do not have to add waypoints. That's why we're not making this automatic. You can just have them fly easily from planet to planet if that's how you want to define the mission. In this case, however, we don't want any peace, death, violence, horror, etc. So we'll have 3 waypoints, 3 battles along the way. Double click to edit the waypoint. No battle! Who ever heard of such horrible opportunities? So defeat all enemies. And here you see we've got 3 different avatars between which you can choose to see during the waypoint string. Gregor's exploits, this helps if I spell correctly, exploits have been heard even here in Lost Patreon. Let's see, who's going to fight him out here? Should it be Lee Halan? Let's make it some Lee Halan. A small Lee Halan force hopes to ambush him before he can track down the legendary Gargoyle of Patreon. Alright, so your quick fight is going to be blast these ships and head on. So now we've got our first waypoint defined. Now Larry's picturing this is an upward scrolling Star Wars intro. A long time in the future, in a galaxy that sometimes is a lot like ours. You can mouse over the waypoint to get a definition of what you see. Some of these numbers cover various ships and plans for it, but you can see the text primarily. Alright, let's go to the planet. We'll edit this one, and the first planet will be the notorious Planet F. No, let's go ahead and make this, let's see, we have Patreon. Oh, let's make this Weeper. The planet is Weeper. We'll have a listening post so you can hear how many other ships are in here. And we'll put in a dockyard. Let's see. The crying shame that is Weeper demands salvation from the known worlds. Bring the desperately sought word of the Omega Gospels to this blighted world. Goosepels. Okay, the Goosepels. G-O-S-P-L-S-S-E-L-S-S-S-S-P. To this blighted world, and they will offer you their ancient ships. Yeah, this mission might not go into the end game, but it's really to show you just how the whole mission editor part works. Alright, so we've now got a planet to find, and we will head on to the next waypoint. Here you should have bought a ship to buff up your fleet. Here you can go ahead and let's do a capture one of the enemy ships. Waypoints during the... Let's say that this time it is on a church ship. There we go. The Gargoyle of Patreon is on an Inquisitor vessel with plans for it to be thrown into the Patreon sun. The Gargoyle, not the church vessel. Not the church vessel. Wow, spelling. Definitely have late night fingers for typing. Stop them! And the Gargoyle is yours. Yeah, exactly. You think they'd be able to throw it into the sun? Please! Yeah, you're actually saving the church ship by boarding it. Because you know what would happen to them if they were to throw it into the void, into the sun, but they don't. But let's get a pretty sizable fleet. Now I gotta remember how you define which ship is the one to capture. Was it the first one? Hey, Click Team, how do we define the ship to be captured? Is it the first one? Well, we'll find out when we get to the fight. I think it's the first one. It is randomly chosen, even better. Hey, my red planet disappeared. Did I get rid of that one? Alright, we'll go with a 2-planet setup. Let's go to admin. Let's save this off. So, mission name is Gargoyle of Gregor. System name is Patreon. Gregor Antoine Markov, formerly of the Dakotas. Has tracked the legendary... Hey, wow, yeah, nothing's showing up for you guys. That's a weird OBS glitch. Interesting. Well, you'll get to see it in a minute, but since you can't see me typing it now, I wonder why OBS isn't catching it. You still see my cursor. Very interesting. Click Team has made this part OBS proof. Oh, I think I know why. Because we're having a save window pop up for this, and it's only capturing the game window. Interesting. I would not have thought that with OBS. That's an interesting thing. Attract the legendary Gargoyle of Patreon to this system. Rescue it before the church, before the Inquisition destroys it. And their own souls along with it. System info, Patreon rocks. Since you can't see me typing it, I'm not going to spend much time on it. Alright, so this is now saved. I don't have a full window capture up. I should, in order to show you how I move it around from folder to folder. But, need to go to desktop, and I'm going to have to actually shut out of Noble Armada to get to desktop easily. Oh dear. Well, we can get right back into Noble Armada. Would help if I actually hit the right buttons. So Noble Armada is going to go away for a minute. You're going to get a black screen. I apologize for that. I'm going into the Steam folder under your program files. The void. Into Steam Apps Common. That's where your data for your various games is stored. We have a folder called User Missions for the ones you create. The dark between the stars is not as bad as it's much worse than the dark between the zeros and the ones. All right, so I'm copying the Gargoyle of Gregor INI file. I'm going to move it on into the level data folder. I'm going to have to redo my OBS for the next time I do this so I can show that happening. And now, when I start Noble Armada Lost Worlds, I should... Hey, why aren't you seeing the Noble Armada screen now? Are you still... There we go. Took a minute. Sorry, Click Team. I went out of the game. That's why you're getting the dark screen. I should have had it set to show my windows after that. So now we're going to go to missions. We're going to play Ducados. And now you see down here, Gargoyle of Gregor. Gregor Antoine Marco, formerly of House Ducados, has tracked the legendary Gargoyle of Patreon to this system. Rescue it before the Inquisition destroys it, and their own souls along with it. Sorry about the sniffling, still battling summer cold. Take care, Click Team. Thanks for joining. Everyone, take a look at that form that Click Team shared. If you have any bugs, put them on in there. We appreciate anything you find, no matter how minor you think it is. So as you see, we have a Lee Halan fleet, and we have a church fleet, and our one Soul Ducado ship. Going to intersect them. Intersect. Wow, it is late night on a Monday. Gregor's exploits have been heard even here in Lost Patreon. A small Leolon force hopes to ambush him before he can track down the legendary Gargoyle of Patreon. Alright. So you can select your formation and head on into the battle. We're way down here, they're way up there. So let's see what my guns are. So let's see, I've got blaster in back, slug gun on the side, laser, you're right, I didn't get the missile launcher. I got lasers in the front for some good range. That's a more logical setup. Even here, did I type even here? That's funny. We'll call that Friday Night Fingers. Alright, let's get heading into combat. We got our facing set, adjusting our setting, and the Cossack is flying after those Lee Halan. I should have gone the other way. I should have actually world wrapped it, but I didn't, so we'll take it this way. Literacy is scarce in the known worlds. Actually, I was just writing about that for the merchant section of FS3. Yeah, naming ships. I'm sorry Click Team just left. We have a spreadsheet for that. We've talked about making it accessible to players in the game. So I forget what we decided in the end. We do need more names for ships. If you have some good ones, we can put some in there. Actually, I should share that list of the ship names with you guys. Yeah, Ducados will not be sneaking around the Trademan's entrance. Never world wrap. We're not anti-sneaky. We're just pro-success. All right, let's get some lasers going. Oh, that nice laser beam. That was pretty. Ooh, big missile hit. That caused some damage. He's running from us. We got the front. Oh. The closer you're in the longer you have that beam on, the more damage it does. But we might need to adjust that damage. That's pretty crazy. There's a missile headed straight for our graceful tongue. Alright, we did not get much money. We already had some. Do some quick fixing on the ship where we got hit. And head on to our first stop. The crying shame that is Weeper, lowercase, I apparently forgot to uppercase the name of that world, demands salvation from the known worlds. Demands it. Bring the desperately sought word of the Omega Gospels to this blighted world, and they will offer you their ancient ships. So, let's start by going to the Muddy Puddle Dockyard. Who came up with these names? That might have been me. Muddy Puddle Dockyard. Oh, I know where I came up with that name from. That'll be a good laugh for one player of this game. Looking a little light on fleet strength. If you need ships, we got them. Add a Reaper, add a Mantis. Let's add a Lucretia. There we go. Now we're bad. And we can go to the listening post. Celestial listening post. No need to threaten us. We'll assist your lordship with a scan of this system. Oops. Wrong button. Gotta remember, consistently do stuff under the person's face. So, we see how many ships are in the rest of the system and what type you get. So, on to Patreon. The Gargoyle of Patreon is on an Inquisitor vessel. It's still a vessel. With plans for it to be thrown into the Patreon sun. The Gargoyle, not the church vessel. Stop them and the Gargoyle is yours. Alright, let's get going. Okay, so it is one of the little explorers carrying it. They're probably going to fly the explorer straight on in. Hey, our galleot is named the Stashko. Cossack and the Stashko. I like that. Wow, right by the debris. Got to go straight into maneuvering. Alright, I am going to be sneaky in World Wrap. Let's go around the universe. So one of the things that we do that the great game Star Control used to do is that instead of having space go on indefinitely, you world wrap. And you can come back around on the other side. Basically abbreviating how things go. Why did my Cossack not go? Hey, Click Team! You logged out at the wrong time. We got that no acceleration bug we saw earlier. Alright, keeping these guys in formation, heading across the universe. And rather than have to scroll up to the top, I just go ahead next to you. Oh, wow, right in the middle of them. This will be a firefight. Let's get some shots going. That's my slug gun. It's in close. This should be, this should rip them up pretty nicely. And now let's go to the other side. And let's stash code this way. Ooh, using a bunch of those shields. Let's get those lasers firing again. I have no idea what's on the stash code, but we'll open fire with it anyway. Got to be careful in these fights not to destroy the target ship. You've got to capture it or you lose the fight. Oh, they're trying to board me. He missed with that boarding grappling hook. Alright, Cossack, let's go up this way. I did luck out. Well, it's a little explorer. I'm not going to have much trouble from him anyway. But still would have been funny. I might have world wrapped too much. Oh, that was a miss. Yeah, those laser beams, the way you've got them defined in this version of the game, do a great deal of damage. But as you can see, you've got to be right in on the enemy to hit with them. Oh boy, trying to get my vectors going correctly can be a chore. Let's see. Okay, at least fire here and take out that ship while we try and board the other one. Let's do some good shooting from the frigate. Yeah, it's an interesting call there, Alaris. There have been a number of versions now of Noble Armada, and some of these things have changed between the different groups who've licensed the game. So we've been some back and forth on the weapons here. We could redefine them that way, Alaris, and there's still time to redefine them. Having the lasers as the light damage, high velocity, and the blaster be the beam. Yeah, it makes more sense based on how we defined it in the Fading Suns RPG. Like I said, the various versions of Noble Armada changed some of that out, and that's why it's gotten a bit confused. Uh-oh, I think the enemy's world wrapping on us. That means I go down this way. Well, that is true about the distance of lasers, but part of the idea that we're using right now is the idea that maintaining that coherent of beam over the distances you have in space is a significant effort. So you're not supposed to be right up on each other. You're still in the depths of space. That's why, for instance, we don't have collision damage when two ships seem to run into each other in this game. The idea is there's still a huge amount of distance between them. But really, in Fading Suns, the lasers are the pew-pews, and the blasters are the do a lot of damage. Yes, scale is not exactly accurate in this game. You are correct. You are in the depths of space, no matter how much we have to justify and finagle around. Hey, let's get some more shooting going on here. That's the heavy beam damage. And now we have to find that other church ship. Yep, right down below us, it wrapped. Toasty, toasty. That's true. Whoa, hey! That guy's booking. Here I'm talking and trying to explain lasers versus blasters. But that's a good idea to shift around lasers and blasters. So let me think about that and talk to Click Team a bit more about the topic. Where did my galleot go? All the way off that way. Oh, so hard to change facing here. No, he's getting away. Hey, hey, where are my boarders? Why am I not getting the option to board? The issue about ballistic rounds is that while, yes, they never lose coherence, trying to track over the depths of space and predict where they'll be makes it almost impossible for them to hit at distance. The Cossack's taken a bunch of shield damage. The Stash hasn't. Borders, you can get the borders through shields. They're unfortunately not moving fast enough to be blocked by shields. Yeah, and the slug guns are the slowest. So why are my borders not showing up? Well, that's not good. New bug. We'll be checking that one out. Why am I not able to board today? Alright, let's see if turning the ship makes a difference. I'm willing to test anything. He might be out of boarding range now, but that should be within range. And he missiles me. Lovely. See how much damage that did me further on down. I've got to let my engines recover in order to speed up fast enough. Good point, Alaris. So you've noticed that before, too? Well, let's see if we can get the Stashko back into the fray. Oh, he's come back off on that side again, hasn't he? Alright, let's keep going the way we've been going. Hey, he bounced off space debris. That's handy. Because he should. Oh, he's going to bounce off that other debris. It's be a battling of maneuvers now. Yep. That's a known bug about how the ship selection screen was distant from the actual ship. Well, I'm only getting 2 bars of acceleration. That's not a known bug. Alright, we're drifting up this way. And the debris is swirled wrapping too. Slow drift as ships pass between each other. Alright, let's see where that enemy vessel is now. Way down in the corner there. Unpause, please. There we go. Oh, great. And he's off screen. This is a bug I've been trying to get Click Team to see for a little while. Lovely. Well, we are at least discovering some important bugs. So funny. Let's see where the Stashko is. Stashko to the rescue. Well, we'll catch him on the next pass across the universe. There we go. But he's not getting the ability to board either. Alright, that's becoming a critical bug for this fight. Time to track down. It's the dark between the stars causing it all. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and kill this one now because we found a couple important bugs that we need to be... with which we need to deal. Oh goodness, it's almost 10 p.m. already, isn't it? Or 7 p.m. for you West Coasters. Alright, I was hoping to get into the campaign editor as well. That's nicely set up. Let's get out of here really quickly. Go back to the main menu. Oh, good idea, Saber. Let's jump back into the fight. Let's try that. Wait, is it going to restart the entire battle? It is. That's so funny. Let's see what kind of shape my ships are in. Oh, fully healed. So it goes back to the save point. Alaris is asking about an online Fading Suns game. He's got a few people interested in such. I think he's using Roll D20. So if you're interested in a pretty in-depth FS game, give him a yell back. All right, let's get these ships moving on in and doing some damage. New chance to test it out. Wow. Front shield's gone already. Well, we'll board him. Deploy Marines! Oh my goodness, getting pounded here as the Marines go over. Let's get those Ducados Cossacks into the fray. Oh my goodness, they are mashing me. There's some seriously experienced Inquisitors on this ship. They are taking out my Marines. This is not a good... That little Explorer just decimated us. Got some experienced folk on that one. Slave guns do that. Try this again. No more boarding for him then. Him though. But turning this ship brings some other guns to bear. Wow, yeah, those front shields are all gone. Let's see if he can board this time. Wow, this has been a much more desperate battle this time. Alright, let's see if I can actually take this ship with overwhelming odds now. This Ducados vessel should have plenty of guns. Wow, that is a Church Marine, sir. Deadly. Alright, he should be about to give up. No, he's gonna fight to the last man. Oh, that's annoying. How dare you actually live up to your oath. Alright, ship captured. None of them joined us. Wow. Alright, so we captured that. Now we just have to destroy this one last enemy ship. And we will have carried the day. Yeah, because that was the goal of the mission. You get 0 Firebirds. That's right, Alaris. The goal ship doesn't get you money. You're not selling that one at the prize court for whatever reason. There we go. We got the last ship. Hey, hey. And we won the fight. Excellent. So, let's head on back so I can show you the campaign editor briefly. Yay! No negative achievement. I have not lost 25 times. Now I'm trying to remember how we get into the campaign editor. Editor. I thought we were including the mission editor in with this. The campaign editor, I mean. Curious. Why am I within the screen? Why did I go to small screen? Oh, well, I'm going to have to check down. We were supposed to be adding the campaign editor to this, but at least the mission editor's in there. Glad you like the music. Yeah, we're very happy with the Changeling's work on this one. One other thing I'll show you, you can have different looks to the planets. We got a lot of different planet art. Yeah, it's not exactly music you want to just turn off immediately, which is what I aim for in games. I love the Changeling's music. I think it's very evocative of the setting and the tone we try and set with Fading Suns. I understand that at some point most players will put in their own music for any game. We try and delay that as long as possible. We think using the music we shipped with the game will give you a good feel for what we're trying to accomplish with it. But we always want you to be able to do your own, add your own music as well. Alright, I gotta find out what's up with that campaign editor, and we're at 10 p.m. anyway. I'm definitely made a few Monday night flubs that I shouldn't have made. But I hope you all enjoyed that look at the game itself, the modifications we made, the church flame guns, the mission editor, and more. Yeah, the soundtrack music. One thing, it's kind of interesting. People have told me on Steam that what you want to do is have a number of different versions of your game. Have a really stripped down version of the game at a cheap price. Have the full version of the game at a higher price. Like you might have game and soundtrack at a higher soundtrack at a higher price point. I'm not a big fan of that, but I can understand the reasoning for it. So if you have thoughts on that, definitely interested. Right now we're looking to only launch one version of the game, but maybe we'll do a few, one with soundtrack, one without. Of course, the Kickstarter backers will all get the soundtrack. Alright, good point, Alaris. I appreciate that. Alright, well, I hope you appreciate that look at the game. If you have a beta key, please do test it and give us any feedback you want. Saber Race, clearly that was not Gregor's adventure. I've got a great idea for a campaign using Gregor as the main NPC. Hope you don't mind him being a villain. But I've got some neat things in mind for that whole campaign arc. I might go ahead and create another mission and ship it out for you to include, to try out just on your own. But with that in mind, did y'all enjoy the stream? Should we do it again maybe next Monday? Alright. Then we'll go ahead and try and do it, and I'll implement it so I can show you some more of the back end work as well. Oh, I said I was going to show you some of the names of ships. Let me see if I can pull that up quickly. Maybe at least go through some of the Ducato ships. See where I have that saved off, which design document has the that spreadsheet. Sorry, I got too many computers around me. I'm looking at my stream on the computer to my left, streaming on the laptop in front of me, my main desktop machine over here on the right. I do apologize for the coughing and sniffling. This cold should be long gone by next time we do this. Apparently I did the ship names last version of the Google Doc. I don't have those open right now. Give it one more minute for me to find it quickly, and otherwise call it a night. So I'll have more of my files at the ready for these sorts of things. My drive is crowded with too many spreadsheets and documents. Yeah, the changelings are often defined as a world music band, but the husband of their lead singer is actually a very noted Middle Eastern scholar of Middle Eastern literature here in Atlanta, so I think they have been somewhat influenced by that. Hello, my drive. Why aren't you working? The web page is slowing down this browser. Stop that. Gregor is a villain. Hang out with the Van Gelders. I should have known it. I see an Assassin's Creed storyline going along there. I don't know, Laris, you have room for any Van Gelders in your campaign? I know how you hate Ducatos. Let's see, ship names. There we go, ship names. Why did you just try and open an NPC? All right. The Ducado's galleot ship names are the Hiram, the Antonin, the Jacob, the Zofia, the Stashko, the Nika, the Volya, the Lupicia, the Salandra, the Severus, the Malignatius, the Cadiz, the Cadavis, the Tsaritsyn, the Ursula, the Elberge, Ivor, Edvard, Belina, and Abdera. Basically, galleots are generally named after leaders of the house and planets within the house. Planets the house controls. Frigates. Katerina, Julka, Perseus, Pandemonium, Cossack, Grigori, Estes, Tugarin, Jokovgard, Ramses, Leshy, Tugarin, Blindwort, Caravana, Theonoma, Rosadia, Miechazava, Thebes, Atchen, and Sevaris. So generally named after notable figures and minor worlds. Explorers. Constantine, Legendary, Victory, Revelry, Guile, Mastery, Mistress, Strength, Pragmatic, Virtual, Subtlety, Precision, Savage, Gossip, Venom, Apprentice, Unseen, Bolt, Shot, Stunner. Basically, other notable knights or personality traits that are considered of value. Sputnik! Niet Sputnik. And definitely not naming one Lycos. Saddest story I know, that dog going up, but made for a great search engine. Alright, so if you have ideas for ship names, let us know. Maybe I'll go ahead and publish this at some point on our Discord channel when we get more of you on in there. Share it there. Matter of fact, maybe I will share it in the Discord right now. And we'll get more of you in that Discord in the near future. Let's do that right now. Alright, everybody. Calling it a night. Carcosa. Make that mission, Alaris, as soon as you get the mission editor. Carcosa. I don't think I included it in an FS. Is it something Bill put in? Carcosa. Uh-oh. Am I going to have to go whip out my Google Foo? Let's see if my Google Foo can do it. And then I'll kick myself for not having realized it. Oh, from Beers. Nice. Yeah. That is a classic. Yes, Saber Wraith, indeed. And you can test out your missions. Next time I stream, I will have a desktop capture as well. Okay, well, I can actually do that right now. Let's create a quick scene and show that. I'm going on a lot longer than I'd planned to, I know that, but let's do that. Create a new scene for a window capture, and we will try and capture docs, and we will capture, oh, it's not giving me the option to capture my docs folder. Try that again. Ah, come on. Alright, cancel that. Let's try a different route in. Let's just do a full desktop capture. The Lancelot for a Hawkward, Paradigm Shift is... Oh, I like Paradigm Shift. I think I specifically avoided the Lancelot for a Hawkwood ship, but I think I have something similar. Oh, I see. Carcosa's been showing up quite a bit, hasn't it? Yeah, so the galleots for the Hawkwoods are things like Victoria, Elizabeth, Iceworm, Rock Troll. Frigates are things like the Habsburgs and Windsor, Gordon. Explorers are the Rapier, Melanza, Persistence. Yeah, I specifically avoided the Lancelot. But the Arthur and others would be fun. All right, one last attempt to capture my desktop display capture. Okay. Hello, display capture. Why aren't you actually showing? All right, I'm gonna have to fiddle around with this to show you how to make your missions part of the game. But basically, what to keep in mind is that when you save off a mission, it will be saved within your Steam directory under your Programs folder. And I didn't name that one. I take no responsibility. All right, so you save the mission. It'll be in a user mission folder. Is that correct? Let's take a look. It'll be in a user missions folder. Then you copy it from user missions and put it in level data, and then you can play it and test it. And then at some point when you have one you really like, you'll be submitting it to us for inclusion in the game. And we'll be giving further instructions on that. We've tried not to give any instructions on this most recent release of beta keys, because we're trying to get people to just fumble around, see what they think, and give us unadulterated UI fixes. Why didn't you do it this way instead of that way? Whereas if we tell you how to do things, you won't think that way. So we're interested in any feedback we can get. All right. Good stream tonight. Thank you all very much. Definitely appreciate your time. And I look forward to streaming again next time. So have a great evening, everybody.